Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you a kind of conversation which a guy had with me, and I've taken his permission to share this story because actually he wanted me to share along with names, but I told him names I'm not going to share, but I will share the story, and it's something to really think about, which I feel would really give you kind of a wake up call on the realities of how life is today. Okay. In case you're new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, Middle East. And people also book my services for coaching, consulting, when they want to take my advice on personal or professional areas of their life. Okay. Because my style of advice is very practical. It's very realistic. It's not sugar-coated and all that happy, goody stuff. Sometimes it's, I tell them shocking stuff, which is bad and ugly, because that's how the world is. Okay. So coming to this client today, just today. Long story short, guy in his like 30s, late 30s, single, and good job, was doing well, smart, good physique, traveling, beautiful girl, beautiful. He showed me the photo. Oh, lovely, beautiful girl. He used to go to clubs. He used to go to travel. His car. Oof, man, the modifications. I was like, what the bloody hell? I'll not give you which car, but he really took care of his car. His house was nice, rented apartment. He spent nearly $10,000 just to make the house, like, even though it was rented, like state of the art. So a guy was really living his life, living the dream, and is single. Okay. So everything was great. Everything was great. Obviously, then why did he come to me? Well, people never come to me when things are good. People only come to me when shit hits the ceiling. What had happened was everything was going good. He was due for promotion. And then, life sometimes throws a curve ball. And that is where the company that he was working on, which was giving like brilliant salaries and all that, all of a sudden they said that they are selling themselves or whatever, merging with this new company because of losses. And not many of them were aware that projects were being cancelled and payments were due, and quite a number of, circus took place, because of which a larger company absorbed this company. Okay. And then when that happens, it's always new management takes over, or management restructure. So when this happens, like all these years you have been maybe heading a department or in your comfort zone or a style of working routine, all of a sudden everything got changed. And then on top of that, because the management at the top is new, they bought in their guys. Okay, they bought in their guys. It's not like one of those, if Google takes or Amazon takes over, they say, you run the show your way. The management, this company said, because you guys, uh, took your company into a loss, that means there are issues that we need to correct. So they brought in new heads. Unfortunately, where this guy was supposed to get his promotion, he ended up, I wouldn't say promotion, not promotion. He actually kind of kind of got a demotion because he was moved into a new department which he was not very happy about. He was asked to, where he was staying, temporary house, he was asked to move to a new place. So, the $10,000, all this stuff that he decorated, all this, now, he can't get compensated. He has to leave it. So he was taken out of his comfort zone, everything, and put into a new place. And it was pretty difficult for him and his girlfriend and his friends and his entire life. And then it seems they were going to revise their salary, they were going to revise their position, their roles, so he didn't like it one bit. Okay, nothing was going as per. And then finally, when he got himself a new boss, the boss and him didn't see things eye to eye. He wouldn't take shit because all these years he proved himself to the company. New guy said, "You have to prove yourself to me." He was like, he was not going to take shit from him, ego clash. And well, eventually things became so bad that he decided, he was going to search for another job. And see, here's the problem. When you have a stable job, when things are going very well, you'll get plenty of offers. But then when you're going through a tough time, it's so funny. It's like you don't get any job offers. And even the job offers you get, they don't exist anymore. And then you begin to wonder, like, what the hell? When I didn't need a job, I was getting 100 jobs. Now when I need a job, I'm not getting any job. Okay. And it proved to be harder. He was not getting any responses. So he was like, man, I'm smart. I've a track record. And even the job offers he did get, it was not the salary that he wanted. It was lower. He wanted at least, 20% higher, or, because obviously you want a little bit more, right? And then one fine day, when he least expected, he was given the pink slip. Now, lucky for him, he was compensated. Okay. But he had to sign a clause where he couldn't badmouth the company and all that stuff and, legal issues. But the another drawback is he couldn't join a competitor or he couldn't join people in the same industry. There are some companies that have that. So that kind of put handcuffs on him and he couldn't apply. So, but because he got a nice, juicy severance package, he took a little bit of rest. But here's the problem with taking rest. Money gets spent. And given that he lived a very expensive lifestyle, I think 6-7 months, then he started to get worried because he was not getting any response. And slowly, as he was getting in touch with me here and there, taking bits and clues, he didn't tell me the entire story. Finally, one fine day, he was like, okay, now I need a proper coaching session with this guy. And, like I said, only when there are problems, people get in touch with me. And by the time this guy had, substantially waited, so much so that he burnt off the severance package. It was a big chunk change. I would say that, I guess, the amount of money that he burned through was because he went on holiday with his girlfriend. Yes. I told him, what? And he himself told me, yeah, I made a big mistake. Why? Because, and I'll tell you why. He decided if he had to think clearly, he had to go relax on a holiday, sit in near the swimming pool, 5-star, and there he could think clearly. That is not how you search for a job or you think. You sit at home and you act like you don't have money and you work with a sense of urgency. And very soon he realized that money went away and he had loans. So he had to sell off his beautiful car. It was a lovely car, yeah. He sold that off. And every, all these toys and gadgets, he had to get rid of. You can't keep carrying. And slowly from big house, smaller house, then smaller house. And, like this, when you go through tough times, you kind of realize who your friends are. Well, his girlfriend found it very inconvenient that he is no longer the same guy that he used to be. That's how she put it. Well, basically, he was paying this much money. When he bought it down, she didn't like it very much. And then he bought it down. She didn't like it very much. Very soon she was like, no, I'm not happy in this relationship. I don't think it's working out. You have changed. That's what they'll say. The fact of the matter is, she wanted a big spender and he couldn't maintain an expensive car. So she left him. Okay. I guess he was not madly in love with her, but he was pretty upset about it. And then your friends, this was the part that really hurt him because he thought his friends really were there for him. What he didn't know, which he saw my video, and that's where he also, I guess, kind of respected me for it. When you have friends who are smoking, drinking, clubbing, going out for holidays, fun stuff and all that, they want to be with you only when things are fun. They don't want to be with you when things are tough. They are not hanging out with you to listen to your problems. They were your friend for good times, not for the bad times. Sadly, he realizes only after this. And, when he was talking to me, he was telling me how much money he spent on them for gifts and treats, and even give them interest-free loan to some of them, and never followed up on the money. And now people were not even picking up his calls, where before people were dying to call him because he was spending money. Now nobody picked up his phone. And even the outlets that he used to go to before, because he was a big spender, now that he was not spending, even the managers started ignoring him. That is anyway aside this thing, which was not important, but he did share. So now he doesn't have the hot, beautiful girl. He doesn't have the so-called friends. He doesn't have the lifestyle that he was living, because obviously he can't afford to maintain that. And I think the most painful bit was what followed after that. None of his office colleagues who were under him, whom he thought were his friends, none of them. Uh, like you say, no? A friend in need is a friend indeed. Out of literally, he's saying his entire phone filled with numbers of vendors, suppliers, contacts. Only 2 or 3, it seems. Like people said, okay, you can send me your CV. Only 2 or 3 of them actually gave him an interview. Rest everyone, yeah, forward your CV. We will see you. Don't worry, man. We are there and all that. And very soon, people were busy and not picking up his calls. But I think the part that really hurt him the most, I'm going in climax, was when his own family members, people whom he had helped over the years, cousins, nephews, nieces, where he was a favorite, my favorite uncle, this, that, or what. Even they showed their true colors. I guess he was living in one of those societies where everything was fake. And when he did speak to me, I could feel the pain. I could really feel the pain. But now here's the problem. He has lived a particular lifestyle. He has shown the world a particular standard, from his Instagram to his Facebook and all that, which I told him, you have to stop. Stop this showing off business. He asked me, like, what is the solution? I said, all the bad choices that you made, if you have a basket full of apples, if one apple is rotten, it destroys everything. So all the rotten apples in your life you have to remove. All the fake friends, the fake relationships, the people. And he was like, yeah, so isn't it a bit too late to start searching? I said, no, I didn't tell you to start searching for a new friend. I didn't tell you to start searching for a new relationship, a new girlfriend. I said, you have to change from within. You made all those choices. You made all those relationships. You made all those friendships. You have to undo all this. You have to stop. It's like you made all those wrong choices. And the solution is not, okay, I had 10 friends who are idiots. Now I'll make 10 friends who are good. No. In the real world, people who are busy, people who have their priorities and responsibilities, they're not busy looking for friends. And lucky for him, he still has, savings. He still has savings. He still has money. And I told him, you have to change your lifestyle. You can't live that, Playboy, James Bond, hi-fi life. I said, even the females that you chose in your life, they were all arm candy. They were all hot. Oof, they were beautiful. Like everything was perfect. But I said, this is only for fun, man. This is not love. It was just, and he admitted, yeah, I was enjoying myself. So I told him, listen, if you want to change, you got to outgrow all this. You got to be a man with responsibility and sober down. Stop your social media, loudness, showing off and hot girls and chest and, muscles and babes and cars and this. Stop all that shit, man. And I told him, listen, if you don't change yourself, you will lose everything, every single thing. And I also had to tell him to tone his attitude, because when you're going for a job, nobody wants to know that they're getting a hot shot. Nobody wants to know that they're getting someone with the nose up in the air who thinks he is the next James Bond. And I told him, you got lucky that you just got a job and your career went up, 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 up. Now you might get a boss from India or South India or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, or maybe who doesn't have style, doesn't have class, who's fat, ugly, pot belly, smelly, or doesn't have a good accent. Maybe, maybe the organization is not flashy, in these multinational towers, and all racing cars and Bentleys and Rolls Royce and all this expensive this thing. Maybe forget that life. You think the same. You have to have a complete paradigm shift. It was quite a lot I had to share with him, quite a lot. And I told him very frankly, I don't know how far you will manage to adopt all this, but if you don't change, there's only one person who's going to suffer, and that is you. And he said, yeah, that much I'm aware of. So why I wanted to share this with you is because, when times are good and life is good, you feel invincible. You feel unstoppable. A guy with an amazing physique, amazing personality, beautiful girl, beautiful car, beautiful house, beautiful salary, living the dream, traveling, everything perfect. And dominoes, everything crashed. When you lose your job and you lose your money, everything goes. And the problem with him is he was earning very high, but you're spending also equally the same. So when you spend this much, where's the savings? This much savings is there. If you earn this much and spend this much, saving is there. The greater you earn and the lesser you spend, there's savings. But if you live like this, anyway, I told him I would share his story, and he was gracious enough. He wanted me to expose a couple of names and girlfriend and boss and company. I said, don't do that. You don't need more headache and more shit than you're actually going through. Just keep quiet. I asked him the solution I gave him. There are many things which I told him. I can't share all of it. But I told him, you have to change completely if you have to survive. Others, you will not. Anyway, what advice would you have for him? Feel free, comment down below. And have you been through this? I'll be very curious to know if you have, and what have you done. All right. Good, bad, ugly. Feel free, comment down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care, and let's hope the best for this man who's entering his 40s. And I just hope he finds his true self, what he's looking for, and hopefully change. Change, and then everything will follow. All right. You guys take care. This is me signing off.